others. According to a recently published survey about business startups in Europe in 2019, Latvia actually had one of the highest women-to-men ratio in startups. However, entrepreneurial battles for women are far from won. Gender disparities in entrepreneurship continue to deplete the stock of new businesses and reduce economic potential. How can we change that? How to foster female entrepreneurship? Today we have the privilege to hear about the experiences in the United Kingdom. From Anna Avaliani, the Director of Enterprise and Sustainable Development at the Royal Academy of Engineering. Welcome.
Well, good morning. It is my absolute pleasure to be with you this morning, albeit virtually. I am here today to talk to you about academic entrepreneurs, female founders, and their challenges. Those challenges experienced by female founders are, of course, widely discussed. And over the next 15 minutes or so, I will be sharing my observations and experiences of working with a diverse group of founders at the Royal Academy of Engineering's Enterprise Hub. I will be adding my voice to many conversations that are aimed at better understanding the challenges faced by female academic entrepreneurs and removing barriers for them. Royal Academy of Engineering is a national charity in the UK. We deliver public benefit from engineering excellence and technology innovation. As a national academy, we provide progressive leadership for engineering and technology and independent expert advice to government in the UK and beyond. We bring together a community of leading business people, entrepreneurs, innovators, and academics from every part of engineering and technology. Talent, innovation, policy, and engagement are some of the key areas of our activities. We grow talent by training, supporting, mentoring, and funding the most talented and creative researchers, innovators, and leaders from across the engineering profession. And we build global partnerships that bring the world's best engineers from industry, entrepreneurship, and academia together to address the greatest global challenges of our age. And of course, we influence policy by providing independent and expert guidance to government and engage the public by opening their eyes to the wonders of engineering and inspiring young people to become the next generation of engineers. The Academy's Enterprise Hub was established in 2013 as a go-to place for engineering and technology entrepreneurs for their business startup and business growth needs. We support exceptional engineering and technology entrepreneurs with high potential ideas and help them build bold and disruptive enterprises that have a positive impact on our society. We run competitive programs for early stage entrepreneurs and scale up business leaders, and our flagship program, Enterprise Fellowships, supports researchers looking to spin out companies from universities based on their research. We provide mentoring, equity-free funding, and practical support so that entrepreneurs can accelerate their path to success. Every year, the Academy, via its Enterprise Hub, supports roughly 10% of all UK spinouts. Approximately 21% of the academic founders we support are women. These founders have gone on to secure almost 11 million in follow-on funding, which represents about 10% of all follow-on funding raised by the early stage entrepreneurs in our portfolio. When it comes to the survival rates, female entrepreneur-led companies in our portfolio are doing just as well as others, with above 60% survival rate. Spinouts are an important means for UK universities to commercialise research and are often the subject of intensive interest from investors, policymakers, and others with an innovation-driven agenda. Yet for a subsection of the UK economy that receives much interest, relatively little quantitative data is available about spinouts, particularly in the public domain. So in January this year, in partnership with data company Bowhurst, we published first annual report on the state of UK spinouts. The analysis in this report is based on BOHA's data of over 1,400 spinouts, both live and dead, that have spun out of universities since 2011. And key findings of this data-driven report are rather interesting. So unsurprisingly, main spin-out activity is concentrated in just a handful of institutions, and the top four are Oxford, Cambridge, Imperial, and University College London, and these account for around one third of all spin-outs. In terms of the sectors, pharmaceuticals and medtech are the largest sectors, with artificial intelligence developing quite quickly and emerging as one of the leading sectors for the UK as well. And spin-outs, in terms of funding, have raised £1 billion last year, but funding is highly concentrated, with a surprisingly small number of investors accounting for the bulk of investment. In addition to some general trends identified, the report also provides good insight into female participation in spin-out activities in the UK. And poor representation of women within the funding teams of spin-outs is one of the stark messages from this report, where we have data available. 20% of it is only 20% of the founding teams that include a female member, and 12% of spin-outs have at least one female director. There are 5 key characteristics to a successful spin-out company, and these are intellectual property, innovation that has been created and which is protected by IP and owned by the university most of the time. This is indispensable, of course, to the spin-out company. There's clear market and opportunity need, team, a group of people who can help turn the innovation into a profitable business addressing a particular need. Well, we all know ideas are cheap, and it is all about the execution. Money, which is often impossible for engineering and technology businesses to grow without, especially at pace. And so these financial resources are incredibly important. They, of course, come in different shapes and forms, from equity investment to crowdfunding to grants and loans. And last but not least, co-founders, generators of IP, partners in crime, I suppose. Challenges female founders face when spinning out companies from universities are closely linked to these characteristics. I will start with navigating the spin-out process within the universities. All universities have their own IP and commercialization policies that guide the decisions institutions make about spin-outs, as well as more wide-ranging commercialization activities. Some universities have published commercialization guides. So some examples will include University of Manchester or Imperial College London. Also, University of Edinburgh have published a very comprehensive guide. These guides detail different steps academic founders need to take in order for them to spin out and commercialize their research. Some universities have created different routes for technology commercialization. For example, at Imperial College, they have a founder's choice. Other universities have taken a different approach. So, and experiences of female academic founders we support vary depending on an institution that they belong to. A number of them have identified lack of institutional support as one of the challenges of their entrepreneurial journey, negotiating spin-out terms with the university, lack of information, unacceptably high stakes, equity stakes, lengthy and time-consuming negotiations, lack of resources within the technology transfer offices are some examples we hear about from our portfolio founders. Lack of commercial experience is another challenge cited by female academic founders. The majority of founders we support have no prior experience of working in the private sector, and they feel this lack of commercial experience is holding them back, particularly when it comes to business development, fundraising, and negotiations, whether these are with suppliers, investors, or potential customers. This is often linked to lack of confidence as well, and we see it particularly strongly in the fundraising context, where female entrepreneurs are a lot more risk averse than their male male counterparts. And they often look at the downside of their investment case, which makes fundraising even a harder challenge for them. Work-life balance is difficult to maintain for most, if not all, entrepreneurs, especially at the early stages of the company formation and its growth. And for female academic founders, this is often a major hurdle. Many of them are still trying to maintain an academic career, full work commitments, and work on spin-out company as well, while balancing domestic responsibilities at the same time, which often, of course, includes childcare. If we think about an average age of a successful founder, which is 45, an age when juggling a successful academic career, home and other commitments can be so pressing that it forces many women to shelve their entrepreneurial aspirations for good, which is not great. Lack of role models and mentors and an access to network for academic founders to tap into is another area that is raised by female founders in our portfolio company as a big hurdle. I am sometimes asked if I could change one thing in the ecosystem to improve the female participation in spinouts, what that would be. I think for engineering and technology spinouts, the problem starts early on in the UK with a misunderstanding in young people in general of how a career in engineering can help them achieve their aspirations. Sadly, not enough women choose to study engineering. And if we look at the statistics in the UK, only 16% of engineering undergraduates, only 16% of undergraduates and 24% of postgraduates are women. This is clearly pointing to an issue of pipeline, but there is also an issue with the prejudice that female academic founders face when they start up and grow their businesses. Well, is there a silver bullet that can resolve this issue? No, but I strongly believe that sustained effort by different ecosystem players is necessary to move the needle and make a real difference, rather than one standalone intervention that can solve all challenges and all issues. Universities are one of the pillars of the innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem, and they have a key role to play in fostering culture of entrepreneurship amongst the academics. They should continue to review and scrutinize their processes and structures on research commercialization, particularly spinning out, to ensure that all individuals have equal opportunities in accessing and getting support for their ideas. Institutional policies and practices should be developed to allow researchers to balance an academic career with commercialization of research and spin-out leadership. Sabbaticals and fellowships, sometimes to explore business viability, are really excellent. Many universities have structured programs to support entrepreneurs. Some have initiatives to encourage more women to get involved in entrepreneurial endeavors, even though I must say that some of these female-only initiatives don't go down very well with female founders. They often feel that these programs are trying to fix the issues with female founders and not the systemic problems. Practical support is equally important, and often this is where technology transfer offices make a significant contribution as very important stakeholders in their own right within the ecosystem. It is important for the technology transfer team to have a high visibility within the university and for their role to be clearly communicated to the academics, particularly those who might be producing groundbreaking research with promising commercial applications. The role of the technology transfer officers should be more akin to that of a mentor or a coach, guiding the founders on their entrepreneurial journey and equipping them with the skills required to navigate a complex process of spinning out. Critical to the success of female academic founders is in their spin-out endeavors is access to funding. Tapping into grant funding programs and awards that offer equity-free opportunities is the guidance we often give to the entrepreneurs. However, many will need equity finance in order to grow their ventures at speed. If we look at some of the research produced by the British Business Bank, for every £1 of venture capital investment in the United Kingdom, all female founders receive about 1p, or male founder teams receive 89p, and mixed gender teams receive 10p. Capital investment in startups with female founders is increasing, but progress is incredibly slow. And at current rate, for all female teams to reach even 10% of all deals will take us up until 2045. The world of finance continues to be male-dominated, and if we are to make any headway in supporting female academic entrepreneurs, we need to ensure more is done to diversify the gender of investors as well. And Sarah Turner, founder of Angel Academy, believes that if we can achieve gender parity at an investor level, it will generate a pull through the rest of the ecosystem. Over the last few years, we have seen some brilliant initiatives in the UK, such as Diversity VC promoting diversity in venture capital, Included VC, again, working to change the face of venture capital, and led by Playfair Capital, a VC firm. We have also seen a great initiative of hosting female office hours to demystify investment process, provide support and warm introductions for female founders. In the post-pandemic world, where we are seeing a more cautious approach taken by VCs and finance providers more generally, these types of initiatives are incredibly helpful and very, very welcome. Group of people who play a key role in shaping the entrepreneurs are mentors and coaches. Many entrepreneurs will have multiple mentors they will rely on as they spin out and grow their companies, and that is brilliant. However, often female academic entrepreneurs find themselves over-mentored. There is generally a lot of goodwill within the ecosystem to support female founders through mentoring, but not everyone who's willing to support is best placed to do so. If they haven't got spin-out or startup experience, if they haven't grown their own company or haven't invested, they might not always be best placed to provide this the mentoring and coaching. At the Academy, we're placing a lot of emphasis on finding the right mentors for the entrepreneurs we support. Commercial experience gained in spin-outs or startups is invaluable for our portfolio companies and their female founders. This, coupled with the sectoral expertise, is often a great combination that gives women the confidence they need to lead deep technology companies. We have also seen the power of sponsorship support for female academic founders, where a senior leader has actively backed their career through purposeful experiences, introductions, and advocacy. Importance of visible role models is sometimes underestimated. Many female academic entrepreneurs we work with are looking to meet others who might be only a few steps further up the spin-out ladder and can tell the story of their journey in a relatable way. Academic careers are incredibly demanding. In addition to other responsibilities aspiring entrepreneurs might have at work and at home, it is important to understand that entrepreneurship is still within their reach, and there are many other successful female entrepreneurs who have managed to further their academic careers as well as pursue the entrepreneurship route. At the Academy, we're working with some incredible women role models to inspire others, and it would be brilliant to see more female academic founders put themselves in the spotlight and become drivers for change. I strongly believe that in order for female academic founders to succeed, we need an environment that is diverse from the outset. This is true across the entire ecosystem, not just for individual players within it. Everyone, be it entrepreneurs, investors, banks, policymakers, universities, need to buy into the burning platform for change in order to make it happen, to create an environment of true and tangible change. And it is the systems approach that must prevail to address the challenges faced by female academic founders. Thank you very much for listening.